your destiny.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the ranking of every Star Wars movie, from the prequels to the sequels and everything in between. With 11 theatrical films in the main saga plus standalone films, there's a lot to cover. We'll break down each movie's strengths, weaknesses, and cultural impact to explain why it lands where it does. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual viewer, stick around to see if your favorite makes the top spot. At number 11, Star Wars, Episode 8 The Last Jedi. This one's a lightning rod for fans. Rian Johnson took bold risks, like deconstructing Luke Skywalker as a disillusioned hermit and killing Snoke early. The throne room fight is visually okay, and Rey's arc of self-discovery is decent. But the Canto Bight subplot feels disconnected and bland. Many felt Luke's character was mishandled. The pacing of the film felt slow and failed to capitalize on characters such as Phasma and DJ, pushes boundaries and challenges what Star Wars can be, but not in a good way. The film makes it clear that no planning for the trilogy was finalized. Coming in at number 10 is Star Wars, Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker. The sequel trilogy's finale had a tough job tying up decades of storytelling, and it feels rushed. The return of Palpatine was polarizing. The pacing of the film is relentless, jumping from planet to planet. Rey and Kylo Ren's dynamic is compelling, and the visuals are nice. Moments like the Resistance's final stand and Ben Solo's redemption hit hard, but it tries to do too much, leaving plot holes and fan debates. It's flawed but emotional. The film attempts to be a bandage for the previous film's mistakes. At number 9, Star Wars, Episode 7 The Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams brought Star Wars back with a bang, introducing Rey, Finn, and Poe while reuniting us with Han, Leia, and Chewie. It leans heavily on a New Hope structure, which some call derivative and does hurt the film, but the fresh energy, practical effects, and emotional stakes make it soar. Kylo Ren's internal conflict is a highlight, and the lightsaber duel in the snow is chilling. It's a nostalgic return that sets up the sequel trilogy with heart. But negative factors like the lack of Luke Skywalker and elaboration of the New Republic politics hurt the film. At number 8, we have Solo, a Star Wars story. This standalone film about young Han Solo had a rocky production, and it shows. Alden Ehrenreich does a solid job mimicking Harrison Ford's swagger, but the story feels like a checklist of Han's origin moments, like making the Kessel Run, becoming friends with Chewie, and winning the Falcon. The heist vibe is fun, and Donald Glover's Lando steals the show, but it lacks the emotional weight of the main saga. It's a decent adventure that didn't need to exist, but it's got charm if you give it a chance. Next up, at number 7, is Star Wars, Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. This one tries to balance romance, mystery, and action, but stumbles hard. Anakin and Padme's love story feels forced, with lines like, "I don't like sand," becoming meme fodder. The detective subplot with Obi-Wan tracking Jango Fett is engaging, and the Battle of Geonosis showcases the Clone Wars scale, but the overuse of green screen and stiff performances drag it down. It's a necessary chapter for the prequel arc, but it's not one to revisit often. Number 6 is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This gritty war film about stealing the Death Star plans is a standout. Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor lead a compelling ensemble, and the final act on Scarif is intense, with that gut-punch ending. Darth Vader's hallway scene, iconic. It nails the balance of new characters and classic Star Wars vibes. It's a near-perfect spin-off that expands the universe beautifully. Number 5 is Star Wars, Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, a divisive film. It introduced fans to young Anakin Skywalker and the iconic Darth Maul, but it struggles with pacing and overly political plotlines. The Trade Federation's blockade and Senate debates feel like a different vibe than the original trilogy, and Jar Jar Binks is not everyone's favorite. Still, the visuals were groundbreaking for 1999, and the lightsaber duel with the Duel of the Fates score is pure Star Wars magic. It's a bold start to the prequels, but its clunky dialogue and uneven tone are still present at times. Number 4 is Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi. This film wraps up the original trilogy with heart and spectacle. Luke's confrontation with Vader and the Emperor on the Death Star is peak Star Wars, blending emotional stakes with moral complexity. The Battle of Endor, both in space and with the Ewoks, is thrilling, even if the Ewoks divide fans. Jabba's palace and the Sarlacc pit add gritty flavor. It's a triumphant finale with just a few minor pacing hiccups. Number 3 is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. The darkest chapter of the prequel trilogy delivers Anakin's tragic fall to the dark side and transformation into Darth Vader. The emotional weight of Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel on Mustafar, paired with John Williams' score, is unforgettable. Palpatine's manipulation and the Order 66 sequence are gut-wrenching. Sure, some dialogue is clunky, and the political subtext can be heavy, but it's a powerful payoff for the prequel trilogy, blending action, tragedy, and iconic moments. At number 2 is the one that started it all, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. George Lucas created a cultural phenomenon with this space opera. Luke Skywalker's hero's journey, Han Solo's roguish charm, and the Death Star trench run are timeless. It's simple but revolutionary, blending practical effects and mythic storytelling. By today's standards, the pacing can feel slow, but its influence on cinema and pop culture is unmatched. It's the blueprint for everything Star Wars, legendary. And at number 1, Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back. Widely considered the gold standard, this sequel perfects the saga's blend of action, character, and storytelling. The Hoth battle, Yoda's training, and the iconic reveal of Vader as Luke's father are cinematic landmarks. Han and Leia's romance adds heart, and the darker tone raises the stakes. Every frame feels purposeful, and John Williams' score is unmatched. It's not just the best Star Wars movie, it's one of the greatest films ever made. That's all for now. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below.